If your laptop runs hot, loud, and slow, replacing it too early is how people waste good hardware. They need airflow, cleanup, smarter settings, and less hidden workload. Fix number 1 is the easiest and the most ignored. Stop suffocating the laptop from underneath. Beds, blankets, laps, and soft cushions block intake vents and trap heat exactly where the machine needs fresh air. Even a decent laptop can throttle hard when the bottom panel cannot breathe and hot air keeps recirculating. Put it on a hard, flat surface, and if possible, raise the rear slightly for better airflow. That simple change can drop heat fast enough to stop random fan spikes and ugly performance dips. Fix number 2 is dust, because dust turns a cooling system into a weak hairdryer. You may not see it, but vents and fans slowly collect enough buildup to choke normal airflow. Start simple by checking side vents, rear exhaust, and intake areas for visible dust or lint. Use short, careful bursts of compressed air. Keep the can upright and do not blast recklessly. If you are comfortable opening the back panel, internal cleaning helps much more than surface cleaning alone. If you are not comfortable, this is still a cheap service compared with replacing the whole laptop. Fix number 3 is background load, and this one fools people because the heat looks random. The laptop seems hot during basic tasks, but really too many apps are chewing CPU in the background. Browsers with too many tabs, cloud sync tools, launchers, RGB utilities, overlays, and update apps all add heat. Open Task Manager and look for anything constantly using CPU, memory, disk, or background processes. Trim startup apps, close junk you do not need, and uninstall software that quietly lives forever. This matters even more on thinner laptops because small cooling systems have less room for wasted work. Fix number 4 is power settings, because many laptops run hotter than needed for everyday use. People leave performance modes active all the time, then wonder why the chassis feels like a pan. For normal work, switch Windows power mode to balance or a more efficient setting and compare temperatures. That will not make a weak cooler become amazing, but it often cuts pointless heat very quickly. Some brands also include thermal modes inside their own control app, and cooler presets can help. That trade-off is worth it for browsing, office work, streaming, school tasks, and light editing. Fix number 5 is old thermal paste, and this is where overheating becomes more serious. Thermal paste dries over time, especially in older gaming laptops or machines that run hot daily. When that happens, heat stops transferring well from the chip to the cooler, so temperatures climb faster. Symptoms often include fans ramping hard, sudden throttling, and temperatures jumping too quickly under load. This is not always a beginner job, because some laptops are annoying and fragile inside. But on an older machine with persistent heat, repasting can revive behavior more than people expect. The key is doing it carefully or paying someone who already knows your laptop type. Fix number 6 is workload realism, because some users expect thin laptops to behave like desktops. The issue is not heat existing. If a thin laptop is constantly pinned at full load, reducing settings may help more than chasing gadgets. Lower the game settings, cap frame rate, reduce browser tabs, and stop running everything at once. That is not surrender. That is matching workload to cooling capacity, so performance stops collapsing. A good cooling pad can help, but only when airflow underneath the laptop actually has room to work. Put a cooling pad on a blanket and you are just feeding bad airflow with more bad airflow. Used properly on a desk, a decent pad can reduce surface heat and ease fan stress. It is support gear, not a cure for dust, dry paste, or runaway background processes. That is why I call it a bonus fix, not your first fix. There are also a few red flags that tell you not to keep guessing. If the laptop shuts down, smells strange, shows swelling, or becomes too hot to touch comfortably, stop. If one fan sounds broken, grinding, or completely silent during heavy load, that needs attention. If temperatures spike instantly from light tasks, internal cooling contact may already be compromised. And if battery swelling is involved, that becomes a safety issue, not just a performance issue. This is also why replacing the laptop should be your later move, not your first move. A lot of dead laptops are really just dusty, overloaded, poorly ventilated, or running bad defaults. You do not want to spend new laptop money because Windows, dust, and thermals teamed up badly. The smart order is simple. Improve airflow, clean dust, cut background junk, adjust power, then test. If heat still stays ugly, check thermal paste condition and be honest about the workload. That order saves money because it removes the common causes before you blame the hardware itself. And once those causes are fixed, many laptops feel quieter, smoother, and far less frustrating. You may not turn an old machine into a monster, but you can stop unnecessary suffering. That is usually the difference between replacing too early and getting another solid year or two. Follow RedTechfo for sharper laptop fixes and subscribe for practical tech guides that save your money.